You know what we need to talk about is the fucking Lake Erie scandal.
I'm surprised we haven't started talking about this yet, or we weren't one of the first people to. That's like an hour away.
Yeah.
Everybody's talked about, like, not even an hour. I mean, and it's massive. Everybody around here knows about walleye fishing.
Yeah.
That's everybody's career. It can be your career around here.
For real.
Okay. Who wants to elaborate into this? I talk a lot on this podcast as it is. Do you know information about it? Do you know the details?
Yeah, so these guys, they've been fishing for fucking however long. I think they've gotten like $125,000 in like prize money.
And a free boat.
Yeah, and a free boat.
Last year they won a free boat. They were 2021 champions in the walleye tournament, which got them a free boat and money.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they had like 8 pounds of fucking like sinker weights stuffed inside of these fish. They had a fillet of a fucking fish stuffed inside of these walleye, just so they could get higher weights and win the fucking tournament.
Did you see these walleye get pulled out of the bag? Did you see the video of it, like the whole video?
I didn't see the whole video.
I did.
So
I didn't see the whole. I just seen it to where like the dude's just pulling the shit out of it.
Yeah. So the whole video, this is great. It's hilarious because avid fishermen. Do you guys know a walleye? When you see a walleye, you know of a big walleye, small walleye, whatever the case is. If you see a walleye, you know it's big or small. Yeah. So the weight of it, if I'm not mistaken, was 16 pounds was the lead. And it's a 4-fish limit, I'm pretty sure, for walleye tournaments. Not 5, because 4 is the daily capture.
Yeah.
So 4 fish, 16 pounds, roughly about 4 pounds of fish. So all they needed to do was break 16. Clearly, with the fish that they pulled out, it wasn't going to make it. But when they scaled it, it was like 31 pounds.
Yeah, it was like double.
Yeah.
It was atrociously big. Just enormously big. And so, of course, in the fishing tournament, what you do is you take your fish. If you're up on the leaderboard, you'll go up and you get a picture. So they pull the fish back out of the bag in front of everybody while they're standing there to take the photo. These things are dinks. Yeah, these things are legit 2.5, 3 pound walleye. Maybe 3.5 on like one of them. That's it. So
Holy
these things
shit.
are way, and like all you hear in the audio in the background is, my fish were bigger than that. What the fuck is this? How are they so heavy? And I'm like, in my head, like I already saw the caption, but if I was watching that previously, I would have went, those fish are stuffed. There's no way they're not stuffed. I wanted to ask this question. You brought this up. This is a great point. Would you do it? Because that's a lot of money. It was like almost $30,000 on that tournament.
Yeah, it was like a fucking extensive fucking amount of money.
It was a big tournament. It was a big tournament. A lot of big fishermen were in it, but they are avid, winners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you cheat? Would you drop sinkers in? Would you try and do a little slip and slide on it for the money?
Yeah. Probably not, because like you said, they could easily be,
not at 8 pounds.
Anybody
Anybody
that fishes is gonna know that that's fucking not.
You could play around with it. I know I've seen bass fishermen, because I was massive in bass fishing. I've seen people do it, be successful with it, and tell the tale after, and then you see the fish, and you're like, oh, that kind of looks like it. Like if you have a 7-pound bass and you drop some weight in it, and it's 8.5 pounds, that could be an 8.5 pound bass.
Yeah.
It could be more full inside.
Oh yeah.
Whatever the case may be. Of course, nobody's gonna gut a bass to and be like, let me see.
Oh, so then they were just like gut them?
Oh, yeah. So what they did, let me finish that off for you. I'm sorry for not finishing it off.
I didn't really...
So they were calling them, and then they did it. Because originally, if I'm not mistaken, for walleye tournaments, you get to keep your walleye. Because walleye is food as well. It's a prized possession. Everybody loves walleye around here. So you keep the walleye that you catch, because, of course, if you want to mount it as well. They called for basically a trial on it. They're like, we want to observe this and check the insides of these fish right now. Everybody was making a scene. And by everybody, let me over-exaggeration, 3 or 4 people really chirping, saying stuff. People behind, what the fuck?
Like, what's going on?
Then the one dude's testing it, cut it in half, cut it down the middle. Poof, opened up. Fucking fillet flies out. And then they're in there looking in there, and you're seeing he's pulling them out, and they're fucking circles. I mean, massive weights. One. And when he pulled it out at first, he's like, they're weighted! And everybody lost their fucking mind.
Whoa.
People are screaming about, killing them, dude, because they've been stealing. Think about it, though.
How long they've done it without getting caught?
They're charters. More than likely, the people that are in these tournaments are charters. because that is what they do for a living, and they take this tournament and they can get big money.
Yeah.
They've already taken so much money from these people's pockets by cheating potentially in the previous years. They just weren't dumb enough to drop 8 pounds on each fish.
Right.
Yeah.
If they would have dropped like 20 pounds walleye, 19 pounds walleye, and not overdone it this year, they could have potentially walked away again. But the fact that it was double and it was 32 was unreal.
Right.
So they cut them open, and they just started pulling out weights. And the fucking cops had him on the side. The guy that got caught was just sitting there like, he knew. He was just like, yep, it is what it is.
Yep, I'm caught. Can you get arrested for that?
They're trying to press charges. I don't know. Codie Ray, if you can look this up, maybe we can get some information on this day, if there has been any, because I know they were trying to get criminal charges on them. They were
What would it be for?
They were trying to find anything they could get.
Anything.
Well, they've been doing it
I
for
mean,
so
there is a
long.
sort of theft into that. You're stealing. You've been cheating for years and stealing money from the organization, from the fucking charities that were going in on that, and from the people that are putting money in to get into that. Right. You're taking everything from them by not being real. Yeah. Look at Barry Bonds right now, one of the best fucking baseball players I've ever seen in my life. He did steroids, hit 72 home runs. They still look down on him
because he did steroids.
Aaron Judge just broke the record, quote unquote. He didn't break the fucking record. It was Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and fucking Barry Bonds because they cheated. They did it. They got away with it. Everything was good. In those seasons, they got away with it.
Yeah.
2021, it's not going to get away. They won $150,000. They can't take that money off from now, but they can take the money right now from them.
Right.
Put slander on their name.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious on what's going to happen with these guys.
It's
probably going to be barred.
interesting.
I'm sure they're probably going to be barred from tournaments.
100%. That's a great point. I think they'll 100% not be able to do anything in tournaments anymore.
Have to move and change their names.
I wouldn't say that, but I mean, it sucks for them because they actually might because their business and I mean, they're gonna have to change their name honestly because that video went fucking viral.
Nuclear,
dude.
bro.
You had Barstool tweeting it. You had fucking World Star tweeting it. Probably. I mean, just. Everybody's tweeting it. And it's right up the hill. It was less than an hour away. It was right in Cleveland. Yeah. I thought it was in fucking Port Clinton at first, and I'm like, oh, Christ. There's actually a guy that I fished with in my day that's been on, like, CNN and shit talking about it, because they were, like, on the news they were talking about it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and he's like, I never thought I'd be up here talking about a scandal on Lake Erie from a walleye tournament. Has there been anything yet, Codie Ray? Are you finding anything yet?
Not yet.
Well, I'd love to keep up to date with that. You don't got to look any further if you don't want to. I'd love to keep up to date with that and try and figure out. If anybody knows of anything, if something comes up before this episode comes out or after the episode comes out, tag us in it. We would love to see that if we don't already see it ourselves.
100%.
It's just crazy, though, man, especially as a fisherman. If I'm a walleye fisherman in that moment and I realize he's cheating after a whole day of hard work out there, you're getting slugged.
How do they get the weights in there without cutting them open? They just, like, shove them down the fish's
throat? They shove them either in the gills or down the mouth, but more than likely in the gills because the gills, like, go straight in. You know what's also funny about that? The weights that were inside of the fish, that was a sponsor of them.
The weights were sponsored?
Yeah, because they had every big sponsor because they were massive walleye fishermen.
Yeah. Right.
And if you're getting sponsored by these people, you're getting free fishing stuff for your guides, everything. You're not paying a fucking dime to fish.
Nothing. Right.
You're probably getting paid to put their stuff on your boat and everything because walleye is a very big thing.
Right.
And if you're chartering and if you're getting these tournaments and shit, you're getting paid decent money just flat out for that. And in the weights that they were using, they were getting paid to use their weights.
Holy
shit. You go down
to
Florida with some walleye, the people will try to pay you for walleye. That's how much people want it.
Here's why people come out. Why do you, I mean, like, just in the small town Fremont who grew up, when it came down to the river run, when walleye are hitting, the whole place is full. Yeah. Shoulder to shoulder. Don't fuck up your cast. If you're in a run, you know to not fuck up your cast. Go along the fucking coast of it. You fuck somebody else up, you're fucking up their day, you're fucking up their money, you're fucking up their food. You're taking up their, like, that's not even a fucking game down there. I've had a knife pulled out on me just because I fucked up a cast, and I'm not playing about it.
That's crazy.
It's a very intense lifestyle because of how big it is. Not only is it for the sport, but it's also for your food. You can go down there every day, catch 4 fish, freeze them in water in gallons of tanks. Because shout out Shane, that's why I got my tip from keeping them in water in the jugs keeps them fresh. Yeah. You can have walleye forever for the year. It's like hunting deer.
That's fucking crazy.